First of all, it's a great panel here, and we have heard like all poles of the diamond jewelry trade, from the big China to the 400 years old European house, to the Middle East, and to the new American online, which probably will eventually conquer the world and leave no place for others, but hopefully we will not live till that time. So the reason I wanted to, the idea that I wanted to convey to you is not to make a presentation about World Diamond Mark. Everybody knows about World Diamond Mark. There's no need to do this. What the idea behind this conference, the sounds doesn't like us either. The idea behind this conference was that we come here to learn. We try to put together all stakeholders of the industry to learn something from each and every one of you to see where we're going forward. And actually, my presentations was all about questions. No answers whatsoever. I have no answers. I don't pretend to have the answers, and I think nobody can pretend to have the answers. It's all about questions. Fortunately, the movies are not there, so I cannot ask them in a way that I wanted, so I will just ask a couple of questions. We've been speaking about margins here. We've been speaking about margins, and we always speak about the margin of some particular sector, like midstream margin, or retail margin, or miners margins. And what I'm saying is maybe we should look at the margins from the first station at the pipeline to the last. And the first station I counter is not the mine, even not the manufacturer, but the jewelry manufacturer. Because the real cost of the product is the cost to the jewelry brand, and because they produce the real product. So if the real product in the shop costs like $3,000, what was the real cost of this product? Including diamond, including color stones, and including metal. This is the question, because there lies the answer to all our problems. Somebody knows what are the margins from cost to consumer in the watch business? Nobody. So I will tell you, the margins in the watch business, the real margins between the cost and the consumer price, are between 800 and 1200%. That means that if the product costs $100, it's being sold in the shop for $1,200. And out of that, the certain margins are given to the retailer, to the distributor, to the agent. A very hefty margin is left to the producer, to the manufacturer, and then all the rest is, and everybody is happy. So why it's not happening with the so-called no-name jewelry? The same, by the way, is happening with the high-end jewelry, not big stones, I must say, but high-end branded jewelry. If we take Tiffany's, if we take Cartier's of this world, or Van Cleef's, their margins are between 800 and 1,000%. Cost to consumer. Now, if they sell in their own shop, that means all these margins goes in their own pocket. And if they sell through the distributor or through the authorized retailer, then the authorized retailers usually get between 45 to 55%, except Rolex, who is giving retailers 37%, and the rest goes again into the pocket of the manufacturer of jewelry. So where we are, the diamond industry here, we're the suckers. Who are the cost? So it's very simple equation. We are the cost. So if the person pays $100 per piece that he sells later on in his own shop for $1,200, we are somewhere in between $40 or $50 in this piece. And this is the way it is, and this is the way it will always be, unless we do something about it. And I don't have any answer what to do about this. I have several ideas which I would like to share with you, but I would like to hear what you have to say about this. Now, if we take no-name jewelry, so-called no-name diamond jewelry, which is the bulk of the jewelry being sold in jewelry shops elsewhere in the world, except these high-end shops, the distance between the cost and the consumer can be between 50% in India and 300% in Europe. So we see the difference, and we see that with this money, Nobody can promote the product. Nobody can do something about the product. The only way they can do something with the product is to sell even less, for less cost. And sometimes when we go to the 47th Street, we can get bargains there. We can get their diamond jewelry, which we can buy less than the cost of the person who bought it, because they need money to turn over his investment. So if you're clever, if you're there, if you have people there, you can buy bargains there and then resell them somewhere in Russia or in other places for twice the price. It's an incredible deal, and a lot of people do it. So this is the issue in our industry which I face. This is question number one. Question number two is credibility. Again, when we go to the branded shop, which charge 12 times the price of the cost of the product, there is no issue of credibility. Everything is clear. Everybody believes, everybody trusts these people. Why do they trust these people? They are the same people as we are. The reason being that these people put themselves on the front line of the industry, tell about themselves, describe themselves, show how their product worked, and they are trustworthy. They look trustworthy. Sometimes there will be some rogue employee who can do something, but this still doesn't diminish the value of the name, of the brand that works. So the credibility is the second important question, which actually may enhance or may ruin the profitability. Because if something is going wrong in the shop, and today, as Odette mentioned, there are 4-page descriptions of every purchase, be it the brick-and-mortar shop or the online shop. It doesn't matter. People like to write. We have TripAdvisor where people write everything about the mice and about the rugs and about the dirty linen and everything, and then these people don't want to go to these hotels. So the same is going on to happen with the jewelry stores. There is no exception into this. So how do we make it happen that these shops will be trustworthy? This is the second question that I wanted to ask. This is the second question. The third question, which I see as problematic in terms of what people think about diamonds. Anyway, the credibility goes also for synthetics. And this is a very important issue. I know you like this issue, so I'm raising this actually not for you, but for the sake of everybody. This is the issue. How do people know that this particular store sells natural diamonds or synthetic diamonds? And if they do sell synthetics, which is nothing wrong with that, do they disclose it? Because if they don't, it's a fraud. So how do we know there is a fraud going on, and what do we do if we disclose the fraud? So it all adds up to the credibility. Now we're coming back to the question of generic promotion. Everybody says we need generic promotion. Let's ask De Beers for the money and it will be beautiful. They did it. They did it very well. Why should they do it today? There is no reason whatsoever for De Beers to do it today, because they are not the monopoly anymore. They're not a cartel. They're just another company. And why should they pay money for others? They will be suckers, I'm sorry to say, to do it. So why should we even approach them? It will be inappropriate to do it. And I had heard a lot of suggestions. Let's go to De Beers, let's ask them for money. I am not going to De Beers because I'm ashamed to go to De Beers and ask for the money for doing something for me without me doing nothing for them. This is not a one-way street. The same goes to Alrosa, who is sitting here. Hopefully they're not listening what I'm saying. And the same goes to everybody else. So everybody has its own brand. Even though Alrosa doesn't go into downstream, it still has some other thoughts maybe than other people. Maybe they were going to develop their own brand. We don't know what's in their 10-year plan, to put it mildly. So I would like to compare ourselves, and by ourselves now I mean not the industry, but the World Diamond Mark. Coming back to where we're coming from. The World Diamond Mark is the foundation which was founded to find the ways to help this industry take back its place where it was 15, 20 years before. Now, we feel that the right way to do it is to go through a retailer. Because if we take the diamond supply chain, it consists of miners and sorters and site holders and polishers and manufacturers and traders and jewelry manufacturers, etc. Now, when the normal person goes into the store, and usually the people go to the store, they're normal, they go there into the store out of love or out of some, they're looking for some appreciation of something. They want to give gifts, they want to buy themselves something valuable, they want to have fun, they want to make love, they want to do all kind of things when they go into the jewelry store. Only the investigating reporters go into the store with the questions where this stone came from and who is your father and what we are doing before that, etc. So people don't care about this. So for me, the diamond pipeline consists of only one link, which is called retailer. All the rest, for the consumer, is not important. I mean, there should be some chain of responsibility if, just in case, the consumer will ask about it. But in the normal situation, especially in the developing world, the consumer don't care about this. What they care is the integrity of the store, the integrity of the product, and the feeling they're getting from this product. So how do we make it happen? Again, coming back to the World Diamond Mark, we see ourselves as the guardians of the idea. We would like to hear your ideas and your input on this, and I actually compare ourselves very much to the Swiss Association of Watch Manufacturers, Association Suisse de Horlogère. It's a very interesting organization. They have 1,200 different brands in Switzerland. They have Rolex, and they have Audemars Piguet, and they have Cartier, and they have all kind of people. They have the watches for selling for $3, but they still protect them, and they care only about two words: Swiss watch, and we care only about two words: diamond natural or natural diamond. And it doesn't matter whether the store is small or it's a big brand or it's a small brand or it's no brand at all. For us, the brand is a diamond. How do we claim the ownership of the brand diamond? By doing something. Nobody can claim the ownership of the world diamond. It's diamond. Everybody can say, diamond is mine. And they will be asked, why do you say so? So if we do something about it, I think they have a right to do it. If we don't do anything about it, we have no right to do it. So here is the question I wanted to ask you, and hopefully when we'll have some electronics put on, I will put them in writing and show you on the wall. Right now, I would like just to give you 2-minute excursion into the World Diamond Mark. I mean, almost all of you have heard about it, but I still would like to repeat it. The World Diamond Mark was conceived in 2010 in Moscow when the people who came for the World Diamond Congress sat in the room and started to ask questions. Some of them are the same questions I'm asking you today. Some of them are other questions. The people who were in the room started to discuss how do we take the message of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses outside the Bourses walls, outside our close community, and take it out. Do we have the message? How do we proceed with this? So after some 1.5 years of thoughts, we have come to the idea which we call the World Diamond Mark. And the idea was to establish some kind of quality assurance and marketing brand that will take forward the generic promotion of diamonds and based it on the retailers. So basically we have two marks. One is called World Diamond Mark, and another one is a little bit controversial term, but we still use it because we don't have anything else. It's authorized diamond dealer. And we say if the diamond is a brand, then it has to be sold as a brand. So if the Rolex is a brand, they have authorized Rolex dealers. If the diamond is a brand, we have authorized diamond dealers. And without getting into too much details, which are all available on the website and elsewhere. The foundation was established in Hong Kong, run by the members of most of the members of the executive committee of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses. And we have on board IDMA, and we have on board the German Jewelry Expert Promotion Councils, and we still have some places on board which are vacant, waiting for other big players in the industries to take their rightful place on the board. And this was done in 2013. And now we're 1 year old. Now we're 1 year old. As a matter of fact, we're 1 year and 4 months old. And in this period, we have managed to establish some contacts, to establish some proven ideas, and to put together the marketing program. And we have started this marketing program 3 weeks ago in Dubai, with the announcement of the World Diamond Mark taking part at the Dubai Shopping Festival, which this year is the 20th Dubai Shopping Festival. And for the first time in the history of this festival, Dubai will not only be the city of gold, it will be also the city of diamond. So the World Diamond Mark will participate in this with the diamond promotion, giving away some diamonds and doing a lot of other promotional activities. Oh my God, it might work. This is what I wanted to show you before talking, and this is the question. The people tried. They didn't go into the jewelry store. They went online, but finally they bought a car. So we lost the sale, basically, and this is our problem. Why do we lose these sales? So 15 years ago, diamond was #1. And it was the most desirable product. And today we have different #1 product. We have leather goods, we have handbags and shoes, which are #1. And we have #2, which is even more interesting. And this is going to be probably #1 very soon, because as Kent rightly said, Chinese people like to travel, and they like to spend on the travel. And when I say healthcare, I mean plastic surgery and elective surgery of this sort, which is extremely popular now, and which is taking more and more money from ladies' pockets. And this is not so good for us. And we're #3. It's a very good place. If we were #10, it's the perfect place to be at #3. And #4 is coming up and catching up. They cannot yet compete with us with the amount of money spent per particular piece. But in overall budget, the amount of iPhones and iPads and all different gadgets per family is huge. And when you count, I had this visit of the insurance agent, because I'm moving my house from one place to another, and I had the visit from the insurance agent, and they say, your amount of electronics is huge. It's just a lot of money, and this money probably is right in other families as well. So this is #4, which is catching up. And here I come to this margin thing. Again, I only pose the problems. I don't, as I said, I don't have any solutions whatsoever. I have ideas, but solutions should come from you, and this is what we're here for. So this is the very short story, which I already told, so I'm just going through this. I don't want to waste other people's time, and I'm going very fast. So the other board is joined, as I said, the idea of World Diamond Mark, and we're here. We come to our mission: the health and the future growth of the diamond and diamond jewelry in the luxury market sector. And this is all we're about. And we try to do it with two brands, which one of them has already been registered and another is pending registration. So one is the promotion and generic jewelry, and generic promotion of diamond and diamond jewelry, and the other is the retailer accreditation program, looking for retailers who fit into description of the authorized dealer. Whether we call it finally this way or another, this is what we're looking for. The retailer should know how to sell diamonds, the retailer should present diamonds in the right way, the retailer has to be educated, the retailer has to be transparent, and the retail has to know how to sell, and the retail has to abide by the Code of Principles, which includes actually the Code of Principles of World Federation of Diamond Bourses, and has very much in common with almost any other Code of Principles in the world. So the objectives are for the trade to increase reputation of the dealer and to increase knowledge and performance, and for the consumer to increase demand and to increase desirability and trust of diamonds, putting up the credibility. So I'm going through this, and as I said, Code of Practice is based on the most rigorous Code of Practices of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses. So how are we going to do this? Where is the money? And this is the question that everybody asks. Where is the money? Possible sources of income. First and foremost, the seed money that we received from the World Federation of Diamond Bourses of the member bourses, which was the first financing round. But each and every single bourse in the world put money in the kitty. And this helped us to start. Then it was the second round, and I'm glad Stefan is here because the Belgians were the part of the second round, and the Israelis and the Indians. And there was the other round that the German Jewelry Export Promotion Council joined the organization and put some money in the kitty. And that has helped us to build the ground rules and to put ourselves on the map and to do it in a way that from 24 hours we can roll up anywhere when we want. Now we have identified two markets where we started to do the pilot. One is the Turkey, which is an incredible market. I don't know how many people know that the Turkish government has abolished the importation taxes on the Polish diamonds for members of the trade, for legitimate members of the trade. And I believe that today it's an incredible retail market, also like Dubai, in a way based not only on the locals but only on the enormous amount of tourists. And the second market which we identified is Dubai, again for the same reasons, because this is an international market. This doesn't have any specific national constraints that the other market can have. So these two markets were established, and there we go with different partners that help us in this. And obviously you've seen yesterday that we have the first authorized diamond dealer in the Middle East, which is sitting with us today. So I wanted just you to watch this movie, because I think that's what we would like to achieve, all of us.
and well, this extraordinary film, Progressive. I'd just like to invite up onto the podium Rami Baran, who is, of course, on the executive of both the WSDB and the World Diamond very much for that. Rami Baran, who's just joined us, is, in addition to his executive functions within the diamond industry, he's a third-generation jeweller. So he's not the traditional diamantaire, but he has a very interesting background. He co-founded the Q Report, an innovative jewellery insurance program for consumers focused on the bridal segment, a very important part of the diamond market, and targeted and secured the ongoing relationship between the consumer and the jewellery. And this, I think, is very interesting. And if you get an opportunity after the formal sessions of the conference are over, I think have a word with Rami for his very interesting perspective. But just before Alex continues, because of his association with World Diamond Mark, I'd just like to ask you, Rami, about your perspective about the synergies that World Diamond Mark can bring in connecting the retail business to the supply.
Thank you very much.
Press the bottom button. Okay, that's all.
Thank you very much for inviting me to the panel, and thank you for being thank you for allowing me to be part of this tremendous, the lone Aussie in the room, World Diamond Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I sit here as a member of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses. The World Federation of Diamond Bourses is the organization that created the World Diamond Mark. And it did so, as you've heard for the last few days, for the purpose of what is essential, that we have to take the lamp that De Beers previously held from the marketing, generic marketing, and we have to now step forward. And over the last few years, we've seen the creation of the World Diamond Mark with the assistance and the breath of life of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses. But as Alex said today, we sit here at an incredible moment in time, and I'm amazed and in awe that you have a Prime Minister of such stature who supports our industry and sees and understands that what we're talking about to ensure the wealth and growth of the diamond industry is so fundamental. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you, India, for being the location of the conference. Now, in relation to the question that you asked me, sorry,
Very briefly.
Very briefly. I'd like to say that it is critical that we all understand we have a place to play. I posed a question, those who were here yesterday, to De Beers, and I said, yes, I understand you're protecting your brand, and I understand you're marketing your brand, and just as Rio Tinto is, and just as a lot of the other major players are. But will you invest in the generic marketing of diamonds? We all have to contribute. The World Diamond Mark is about every one of us taking a position. Retail is the coalface. The only thing that I would like to add here specifically, because so much is being said by highly, highly knowledgeable people, is that what might be missing is the communication with the consumer after the sale. Don't forget them after the sale. That level of communication that we need to maintain. There is information, they're coming to us, they know so much, we know that. You know, you talk to a retailer, and that's who I'm involved with day to day. People come into stores with sheets of paper that they've researched on Blue Nile, and they've researched on James Allen, the price of diamonds. Okay, they have knowledge, great. I agree with Ken. The experience in the retail store is everything. We have to maintain the relationship, just like we all have relationships with each other. We have to maintain the relationship with the consumer after the sale, and it is only by doing that that we will maintain, as other people said previously, the growth of our industry, the ability to sell them again and again. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. And I think we are seeing that after-sales engagement with the consumer, both ends of the retail market, and it seems to be a very prominent theme in our discussions this afternoon. Now, just back to Alex for a further word.
I can speak till the day after tomorrow. So what I was going to do is I just stop speaking now, and I was here to ask questions. The questions have been asked. And the reason I showed you the Cartier movie was that I would like our movies to be the same, about the diamond. Right now, what we do is the movie that you're going to see, which I am very proud of. I think in the impact is not very far from Cartier, but at least in the intentions is not very far from Cartier. And with this, I would like to, if it will work eventually, I would like everybody to go to lunch after this. Thank you very much.